morning. Welcome to the upper deck for Pinstripe Chronicles. It's Sunday.
Cue the music!
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Memorial Day weekend. I'm Chris. That's Lynn.
Good morning. Hey, we already got some friends piling in. Hey, Sunil. Hey, Jonathan. Great to see ya.
Did the Sunil's got a question here.
Yeah, they started without us.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, FJ and Jonathan.
Hey, FJ.
Happy the Crook got called up. It's time. Yep.
Yeah, we're anxious. Not that we're anxious to have to go to the bullpen anytime, but it's inevitable, and looking forward to seeing what Crook has for us. Long overdue. Really looking forward to seeing him too, Jonathan. Oh boy, Sunil's like combining two sports together here. What do you want us to say? Yes, they did, Sunil. I have a 50% chance of saying yes.
Well,
is right.
You know, the Red Sox, what they don't even, I don't even think about the Red Sox when they are losing, because why bother?
Yep, exactly. Even if they're beating a basketball team.
Yeah.
They're really not. I think Miami Heat is a basketball team. Kidding. That I could bet on.
We hardly know what the Yankees are doing, let alone what.
Well, let's say it differently. The Yankees hardly know what they're doing most of the time.
Exactly. And in particular, the Yankee offense hardly knows what it's doing.
I mean, hey, Lori, good to see you. You know, and yesterday is yet another, example of just the offense ruining something good going on.
Yeah.
So let's do trivia question of the week.
Okay.
Said we would do that at the start moving forward, and then we'll jump right into Sevy. So I am going to present to you the trivia question of the week. And I really am. My computer is slow. Sorry. I blame Chris. Let me If anyone saw her tweet, you know why. I am just teasing. Chris is my partner and the best. So, from our friend Spencer, with the Padres visiting the Yankees this weekend, once again, we pay homage to the Yankees and their World Series sweep of San Diego during that historic series. Not only did they sweep, they shut out the Padres. I'm sorry. Let me get this all the way on the screen for everybody. They shut out the Padres in the title winner 3-0. When Tito Martinez made the putout at first base, the shutout was complete. So the question is, who made the last out in the 1998 series?
Good question.
Really good question. So those of you in the chat watching live, put your answer in there, and we will give the answer at the end of the show.
I have a question. I thought that the Padre series was going to be a lot of fun for us. Is anyone having fun yet?
You mean as fun as we had in 1998?
I mean, I was thinking that we would have fun with like Tatis Jr. He's been fun, right?
Well, it depends on who you ask.
That's right.
I think I personally, and I tweeted out about it, I found it very entertaining what he was doing in response to all the heckling in the outfield.
Yeah.
I think, you know what, give it back to us and It wasn't done belligerently. It was done
No.
like, in your face, kind of thing. But it certainly wasn't some of the aggressive nonsense we've seen from other teams who
Right.
are softer than he is, that climb up on walls and try to beat up somebody in the stands.
I
I'm not
know.
saying any
And,
names.
could we stop serving up him meatballs to the guy?
Right.
If you
Yeah.
don't want him to flip the bat and run the bases, with attitude, then stop serving up meatballs.
Yeah, because yesterday, and again, so this kind of brings us into Sevy, back to Sevy.
Yes.
Yesterday, Tatis was held in check.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying at the start, Chris, were it not for Sevy, and per the title of the show, and IKF and DJ, who else came to work yesterday? The bats have just been not showing up. And what's up with that? Because that's not just this series.
It's not even just this season.
Good point.
Yeah. I mean, it's been endemic to the Yankee way for it seems like at least a season or more, where the offense just dries up and blows away for a period of time. And there's some as Aaron Judge goes, so go the Yankees. If Judge happens to have a down day, or is off an off day, there's not much Yankee offense.
Right. And so look at Sevy's numbers from yesterday.
Yeah.
And again, with all that just said, 6 2/3 innings, one hit he gave up.
Yeah.
In all that time, 1 earned run, 3 bases on balls, and 5 strikeouts.
Yep.
So you couldn't ask for more from Sevy. And he's still newly returned Sevy, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
So it's really just sad. He'd still have been in there, because I think he was he might have been close to his pitch line at that point, but still, it's just sad that the game didn't go better until we had to go into extras to make it better.
And I think Jonathan's got a good question. Do you think Sevy will leave in free agency? And I have to agree with Sunil. I think I really think Sevy's days are numbered. I after what happened with Montgomery last season, I see the writing on the wall with Severino.
You do. Say more about that.
Well, I feel like, I mean, they're obviously not going to be tied down by any loyalty to Severino, and with his injury history, I don't know. It's just a feeling that I get about the what's possible to build from a Severino trade, possibly.
Yeah, which makes me sad, because at the moment I'm living in the moment, and I'm aware of that. But it makes sense, and Sunil's Sunil's saying he's gonna be traded at the deadline, because the Yankees aren't re-signing him.
Right.
So Sunil, I suppose you've had lunch with Cashman more recently than I have, but I mean, as go the past, so goes the present, maybe, to your point, Chris. And,
well, as FJ says, Sevy's going to want a much bigger contract than he's worth, and someone's going to pay it.
Somebody is going to pay it.
Somebody is going to pay it, but it won't be Cashman. You just feel that somehow.
Right. Because there's a lot about Sevy that that makes me want him to remain in pinstripes.
Oh yeah.
And his character is not the less of those things. I think that he's a workhorse, and I think that he's worked really hard to get back to where he is, and you know what? don't re-sign Herman. Like, is there a way they could let Herman go?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Sunil, I see you there.
Yeah, the last thing in the world that I really want is to see Severino go. But then again, I'm still holding on to my Montgomery resentment. I didn't want Montgomery to go. I like these pitchers. I like Severino. I don't who you like. Jonathan said, I believe it was, who are we going to get that's better? I mean, is Rodon going to become magically well? Yes, supposedly he is. And
Is
can we
Rodon
see
going to come
what?
out of witness protection?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd like to see some Rodon action before we, move Severino.
And you see Sunil saying to you, if Sevy continues to maintain that sub-2 ERA, do the Yankees
Right.
push his value up of the roof line?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I think so. And Sunil also answered my comment about Herman. I'll see your PB&J sandwich, Sunil, and I'll raise you a liverwurst and onions. So, while we're talking about pitching, I want to move us back in time a little bit to Friday night, because I think that Randy Vasquez deserves a mention on our show this week.
Definitely.
Making his debut on the mound, and by the way, not only was this his first time in a major league game, it was his first time at a major league game, which I found unbelievable. That blew me away.
Yeah.
So the fact, I mean, that's like exponentially Volpe, because going into your first game as a fan is a sensorial overload in and of itself. But to be making your MLB debut at Yankee Stadium, and you've never been in an MLB ballpark as a fan, and to do what he did, because his line was 4.2 innings pitched. That was 84 pitches and 51 strikes, by the way.
Okay.
And he gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, but he struck out 6.
Yeah.
So one more than Sevy. The same amount of innings.
He got the job done.
He more than got the job done, and yeah, they had to send him back for obvious reasons. But we better be seeing more of him. So Sunil, when you go on Cashman's yacht next time, because I know it just starts with dinner and drinks, but when you're out in the middle of the harbor with Cashman, make that happen, because that sample size has me hungry for more.
Absolutely. And if only the Yankee offense weren't built to be dependent on like 2 or 3 hitters. And I mean, when Judge is apologizing for the offense, it's bad.
That's right. And so Captain doing Captain things, and he's right. And that's been the theme, countless times. And, Vasquez is just one of almost every pitcher that's been victimized by that. So what is that saying about the offense?
I know. It's like, who's hot? Let's think about that for a minute. Rizzo is hot. He's not, his power's cooled a little bit, but he's hitting right now and I had this question for the chat. Is Rizzo hitting because there's no shift? Is he being successful this year because the shift's not on? Because definitely there's a different Rizzo than last season at the plate.
Not just pulling for the long ball, you mean?
Right. Not just success with the long ball, which he did have last year.
Right.
But I mean, like, he's making the contact this year and getting on base and RBIs.
Yeah. And FJ's agreeing that the end of the shift has helped Rizzo.
Yeah, I think it has.
And Jonathan saying shift helps with the mentality of hitting. no shift helps the mentality of hitting. So that's
Right,
also
because
a yes.
you're not looking at that perspective. All the outfielders all bunched up on the right side
Right.
of the field.
The shift is basically saying, they're ganging up on me, Mom,
Yeah.
and I'm going to freak out. So,
And Sunil is right. The shift being gone definitely helps. Additionally, we need him to be more the contact hitter than power hitter. Yeah, absolutely. We don't necessarily need Rizzo to hit 30. How many home runs did he hit last year? Was it 32 or something? Or he hit a bunch.
yeah, and I don't have the exact number, but
I don't either.
yeah, that'd be interesting to look at the comparison of by time of year.
Yeah.
But I'm not that great of a multitasker. So maybe next time. Oh, FJ saying 32 last year total. So
I thought it was something
right.
like that, 32 or 38
Yeah.
or something. So, if would we rather have, or both, of course, we'd like to have Rizzo batting. What is he batting right now? Like 320 or something, or I don't know. But he's batting up there. And would we rather have that or 32 home runs? So ideally, we'd get both contact and power from him. But I'd say we need him for the contact too.
Yeah, and it wasn't so long ago that we were longing for more small ball because the power hits just weren't coming, and I'm a big proponent of it. Stack the way we have to stack pitchers sometimes to get to the end goal. Stacking the bases is just as important because case in point, the 2-1 RBI, the two run RBI from DJ yesterday.
Yeah.
That was because two guys did some good small ball action one way or another to get on.
Yeah.
So, and the more we see that from the power hitters, the better. We've definitely seen it from Judge as well as Rizzo. And even to a much smaller extent, Stanton. So, I think that it behooves us, especially as lukewarm or even frozen and petrified wood of the bats right now.
Yeah.
Any way you could get it.
Right.
So, yeah.
I mean,
and
Glaber's hot. I think somebody in the chat might have mentioned that. Glaber's batting 345 with 3 home runs in the last 7 games. He's heated up. But do we want him in the leadoff spot, chat?
So while they're thinking about that, I just want to quickly comment to FJ. Speed on the bases won the game yesterday. And I'd say, FJ, and probably could have won it earlier were there not some bad calls that weren't challenged yesterday on the bags. So Chris, you just mentioned the lineup, so I'm going to toss it up on the screen for everybody.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, continue. While I do that. Yeah, let's continue.
Yeah,
it's coming. But yeah, so Chris, you're asking, does it make sense for LeMahieu to be designated hitter? I mean, cleanup.
It doesn't to me. I mean, the man is not hitting. He's been struggling, and despite yesterday's home run, I mean, do we want him hitting cleanup every day?
Well, so here's the thing that I'll say while we're seeing. Here we go.
Yeah, I was taking a look.
Jonathan is an emphatic no. And FJ saying that Glaber in the leadoff spot is working right now. So it is. But over time, who concerns us more? For me, it's Glaber. And I think this lineup is going to continue the way we're not fans of it being done, which is the day or night before informs the lineup the next. And so, DJ we had a hot sample last night. And so put him at cleanup. And Torres is well over 300. Um, let him lead off, and then you have both of the recent recent guys doing something better than they had been, cradling the power. So
Right.
I I don't know. Sunil, that's interesting. Bader or Volpe in the leadoff spot. But before I get chastised for Volpe, we need him to be more a drag bunter. Um, so no chastising here at
No
all,
chastising. I'll take whatever I can get from Volpe, frankly.
especially recently.
Just
And
get on base. Hit the ball. See the ball, hit the ball, get on base.
right, address the ball. Hello.
I mean, if he's got to do it, if he's got to drag bunt, get on base. Yes, because his speed, once he's on base, it changes everything.
On the bags, his baseball IQ is Mensa quality. So, but he has to get on the bags to do the thing. And moving him down to the 9 spot to me, is almost 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Because in many ways that's setting the state. That's leading off for Torres and Volpe and Judge and Rizzo. I'm surprised that he moved him down there rather than more towards where they have Calhoun in the DH spot. And Bader has had me a little bit iffy lately too, offensively.
He's not hitting.
No. So, he's not exactly Johnny on the spot at the moment. And, but man, on the field, he horrifies me and thrills me simultaneously every game, because he really goes for it. And, there was some thinking that maybe Trevi would be back today, but as you see, it's the Cole train with the Higgy caboose today.
Yeah.
So, and I know that there's not much of a Higgy bandwagon going around Twitter, but there you have it.
I wonder how long it'll take Tatis to tag a home run off Cole today. He's on a roll. The guy's on a roll. I'm not rooting for it. I'm just saying.
Well, the thing is, he's on a roll, and he is probably pissed as hell that he didn't produce yesterday. So he's coming in, double loaded to explode. So it's really going to be all on Cole to figure it out.
Yeah.
And keep him surprised.
And FJ says, if DJ is not in the cleanup spot, it will be Calhoun or IKF. Our cleanup hitter has never made sense. That's so true. Our lineup never makes sense half the time. I mean, it's never the same 2 days in a row, and it's anybody's guess who's leading off. But IKF, let's just talk about him for a minute. He's trending up. He's trending up.
We wouldn't have won last night without him, obviously. And that was just really nice to see. It's nice to see for any Yankee. It's especially nice when it's somebody that you've been hot mouthing ever since he got up here. Yep. And his post game interview with Meredith was really cute because he said it was like a dream come true. And his face said it all in the pictures when they were dumping it was almost like he was posing for the Gatorade Kool-Aid dump because and he was smiling like he's like, oh, I love this, I want this, I need this. And so who needs a cold ice bath? But
I mean, IKF is successfully playing 4 positions and without errors.
Right.
He's batting .206 with a .611 OPS and 3 homers. There's nothing at all remarkable about that. However, yesterday he got the hit when it counted, and I think people would definitely vote him for most improved player, maybe, or most valuable super sub.
I don't know if he got player of the game yesterday, but he should have,
Yeah.
for saving it. But Jonathan's saying that regardless of yesterday, I would trade IKF.
In a heartbeat. Yeah.
Yeah. No one's saying that this wouldn't be a heartbreaker. And you know what? His dollar value is up now. More than,
and he's blocking the kids.
In
my opinion, he's blocking the kids.
He is blocking the kids, and we got Stanton back, and so what's that going to do to the outfield? And when Donaldson comes back, which is also supposed to be this week, with Boone saying, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong, you were telling me that Boone said he's going to be the everyday third baseman.
Yes, he did.
Then we're back to the same, logjam in the infield. And so Peraza's, gathering cobwebs in AAA as it is. So, it's going to be something. It's going to be something to watch, and just prepare for the unexpected, like everything else. I wanted to go back to FJ reminding us that Cole hasn't had a win in exactly 1 month, by the way.
All right. Well,
okay, so that only means today's the day.
Well, and it means that the offense needs to support Cole today.
Yes, because to lose the series to the Pods, it's not a good look.
That's unthinkable. Do not lose the series to the Padres.
It's not a good look.
We just lost the series before this, right? We lost the series before this.
Yes.
To the O's. So
yeah, and we should, right. So enough with this losing series business.
Yeah.
It's the end of May. And so, I'm taking that as we're 1 month it's from the month of the All-Star break, which is always the critical line for me. So, it's definitely not something that that we need to be light about. So, Chris, can I just talk quickly about the week ahead?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we go on the road after today. Hopefully we go on the road amped because we'll have taken the series with the Padres. But we're heading out to Seattle to be with the Mariners. And currently the Mariners are 27 and 25 in the win-loss column.
Okay.
They're in last place in their division, but look at their division. You got the Rangers and the Astros and the Angels. So there's that. And then from there, it gets just better. We're with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
So, and what is there to say about the Dodgers? They're 32 and 21 in the win-loss category.
Right.
Not so far. So, both, so the Dodgers and us aren't so far off from each other, but there's significant.
It'll be a good test for the Yankees.
Say that again.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, what'd you say?
I said that would be a good test.
Really would.
Those two teams out of our comfort zone, out of the division and everything, it'll be a good test.
Yes, it will, and especially with the Dodgers, because were we to make it to the Classic, odds-on favorite would be the Dodgers that we'd be facing, and right now their average is 0.604. So,
right.
But again, we can't say it's only May. A, because it's not going to be May for long, and B, because it's almost October. So, but that's where we're heading next, and so these are big series, and not that we can't take for granted that are going to be easy. So those bats, they better figure them out.
Those bats better figure it out. It's time to start hitting. Now, Lynn, are you going to give the answer to the trivia question?
I did say I would, so I'm going to keep my promise. So the answer to who made the last out in the 1998 World Series of the Yankees versus the Padres is catcher Carlos Hernandez. And I don't think I saw anyone in the chat say Carlos Hernandez. So that was the correct answer to the trivia question. And thanks again to our friend Spencer for providing it this week.
Yes, thank you, Spencer. And thank you, chat, for joining us again. We appreciate your participation. It gives us so many good ideas. It's wonderful to have so many people to share our thoughts with on Sundays.
Absolutely. And just a reminder to everyone listening, freedom isn't free. And tomorrow, let's all just take a moment to remember our fallen men and women who gave their all so that we could watch baseball anytime we want to and enjoy all other freedoms in this country. And as always, you'll always have a reserved seat on the upper deck with Chris and me. Next week, we'll see you then. Until then, go Yankees!
Go Yankees!
Please.